Well, this is my first experience with a Renault 5. This is a hire car. And what I'm going to do now is just take you through the controls. This is going to be purely intuitive. I've not read the manuals or anything. It's one of the things I tell you to do. But because I've driven so many cars, I might have a slight advantage over some people. I'm just going to run you through some of the features, some of the things you can change, some of the things you might want to change, other things which are pretty useless. So let's have a look at that. So welcome to Dave Takes It On. I'm Dave. Okay, so we're just testing out the speech recognition, and the keyword is "Hi Renault." Well, talk to me.
Unfortunately, I can't help you with that.
Okay, he won't talk to me. Let's give it a command this time. "Hi Renault, I'm cold."
Got it. Increasing the temperature by 1 degree.
Okay, so voice recognition, very intuitive. While you're driving along, instead of fiddling about with buttons, levers, or on the screen, all you do is you tell it that you're not at the right temperature, and it'll do that for you. Okay, let's have another go. "Hi Renault, navigate to Blackpool Tower."
Here is what I found.
Okay, so it doesn't actually navigate there, but it gives me Blackpool Tower, so it's found what I wanted, and I just have to press a start button. It's great if you're stationary, but if you're driving and you want to navigate there, you've got to now take your eyes off the road and press the start button, which is, it's not ideal. Pretty good system, it knows exactly what we're doing, but maybe it could go further. Okay, let's test it a bit more. "Hi Renault, change driving mode to sport." Oh,
Setting drive mode to sport.
okay, so there's multiple features with this. So once again, instead of driving along and having to take your eyes and hands off the wheel and press something on the screen, it is very intuitive, and it seems to be capable of a number of features which are really, really useful. I agree with people saying you shouldn't take your eyes off the road and you shouldn't have to be fiddling about on screens, but most cars today, and even my old 10-year-old Tesla Model S, it's got full voice recognition. You can do all this sort of thing, navigation, heat control, turn on things, turn off things, while you're driving just on voice control. And in most cases, that voice control, certainly on the Tesla, is on the steering wheel. Here, this is listening all the time. It's a bit more like Siri, where it listens in the background all the time, and at any time during a conversation, if you say "Hi Renault," it will have listened to what you were talking about, and it didn't that time. "Hi Renault, turn the engine off." We'll try that one again. "Hi Renault, turn the car off." Doesn't like that one. So when we look at something like what driving mode you're in, there's a car here, so it's logical to assume that your driving modes are here, and indeed they are. Shows the car, shows a lot of other things as well, but it shows the car, and there are 3 modes. There's a comfort mode, and the nice thing is comfort mode is yellow, that's yellow, but so now is the light highlighting on the dashboard, and you get a yellow feel to it. If you go to eco mode, logically it goes green, that's gone green, other bits have gone green. So this is all logical. And when you go into sport mode, yeah, we go red. This is warning you're going to go super fast. There's also a configure one, purple, multi-sense personal. This is personalizing it, so we can set anything in between. In theory. Let's see what features are available to modify. So the first one will be driving. There we go. Engine. So we can set the engine into normal, sport or eco. So that would be one feature that we don't have to use the presets for. Steering effort. I personally like mine low. I like a nice light steering wheel. unless I'm driving fast, but normally I'm pottering around. So we'll set that one there. And then vehicle dynamics, I'm quite happy to leave it in normal. So that now has personalized it for me. So that's driving, life on board, ambient lighting. What options have we got? You can change the color automatically, adapts to the time of day, or personalize it. I'm not interested in that really, so let's get out of that. Light intensity, is that the screen? That doesn't seem to do an awful lot. And what's the last one? Climate, normal or eco. Yeah, it's not an awful lot of customization, but it does give you some options if you want to do that. Right, so what else have we got on here? The top left, we got electric. And this will show you battery and where it is at the moment. Not interactive. We can do a program, and there we go. You can set a vehicle to be ready at 5 o'clock in the morning or wherever, and you have a series of programs. You can look at the battery. This is where you can adjust it. So this is your maximum charging speed, and we'd normally run this about 75–80% for normal driving. If we're going to do a range test, we would run that right the way up to 100%. And it gives you a clue underneath, doesn't it? Journey, what do they recommend? So for normal pottering around, they recommend 80%, and for journeys, they recommend. And I did read somewhere, it came up on here, that when you're going on a journey, they recommend you set it at 100%. That's them. So the settings themselves, pedestrian warning sound, oh, Jean-Michel Jarre. Or expressive. What's expressive do? Well, it doesn't give you a preview, so we'll stick with Jean-Michel Jarre. It allows, plug and charge. Right, here we go. Charging stats, plug and charge, no certificate. Now, that means that without a certificate, it can't do plug and charge for us. So, plug and charge is a feature. The Renault 5 does have plug and charge, but there is a procedure to go through before that's activated, and I haven't done that procedure as yet. And there's an automatic one. Charging starts automatically when connected to a compatible public charging station. So whatever you set for your home, time delays or anything, if you're plugging into a public charger, it'll just start charging straight away, and we've seen that here already. So that's the settings there. Air quality, air purifier, what's that? Air purifier, cycle ongoing. For an optional cycle, climate in auto mode and windows closed. Yeah, okay. My driving. Now this is going to give me a score. This is interesting, but not essential. But we started out today 8:40 in the morning. We've driven 57.3 miles, average speed 25.4. Useful stats, not for everyone, but for me. Safety, 95%. And that covers things like how close you are to the car in front, how fast you accelerate, how fast you go round corners. This side is the eco. I've got 83%, and this again covers acceleration. I don't know if it gives any further. Oh, there you go. Acceleration or speed, I've got 3.5 leaves, whereas anticipation, 4.5 leaves. So I'm good anticipating. I'm a little bit heavy-footed on the acceleration. You have an eco driving style, more effort on acceleration. That's the advice. That's rather interesting. And let's see what it says for safety. Speed, oh, look at that. I'm obeying speed limit all the time. Following distance, 4 out of 5. Trajectory, I'm keeping it straight. I'm not wandering. So given our criteria, the score is excellent. Oh, there you go. Excellent, and no advice for me. So that's since the start of this journey. And this is since I've had the car, I would imagine, but also the driver before me, because this is a hire car. So that's 79. You've got a pretty safe driving style. Let's improve your speed management. Ah, there you go. So not me, because my score is better than that, but the person who had this car before me seems to have driven much faster than me. Anyway, interesting feature, not essential. So what else have we got? Driving assistance. This will show you what you have. We've got safety, comfort and parking. So on the safety, it's going to show you distances. My safety all on. My advice to everyone, if you've got safety features, always have them on, even annoying ones. They could one day save your life. Configure my personal, we've done that already. Traction control, it's either on or off, always leave it on, and active braking, on or off, always leave it on. None of these will harm you in any way, but they're all designed to save your life in the event of an incident or an accident. Warning anticipation. You can set that really early if you're a nervous driver, standard, or late if you're a bit of a speed freak. But really quite interesting. There's quite a bit which is customizable. Following distance. Not sure how we adjust that one. But we're getting a red warning there. No, it's still there. Display risky areas. Yeah, not entirely with that one. So let's go for parking. We get a parking sound. This is law these days. It has to make some sort of sound. Sound type. Oh, let's go expressive. Oh, we get a little bleep and a preview on that one. And volume, you can set the volume. So some customizable features. Vehicle itself. Access, auto lock door while driving. That's always useful if you stop at traffic lights. There have been occasions where people have opened doors and stolen wallets, cameras, phones or handbags. Hands-free lock, unlock, yeah, that's important. Silent mode, gets rid of all the sounds. We do need the pedestrian ones. So in the cockpit, we've got screen. That's brightness, cockpit brightness. Turn indicator sound, quite happy with that. Favourite button on the steering wheel. There's a button here called multi-sense, and that one you can set it for specific features like air purifier cycle, vehicle world menu. Oh, yeah, nothing there that edit widgets. Yeah, not for me. So let's get back into that one. The last one, settings. What have we got here? We've got sound, network, internet, Bluetooth, location, privacy, apps, notifications, date and time, profile accounts, security, system, update, and Google. So fairly standard suite of things on the settings that you can actually change. So there are many people still stuck in the past. They still like loads of buttons, dials, knobs, switches, and you know what. So let's run through what they've got here. We got a hazard warning and a lock button, so they're pretty standard. Heating controls, down for cold, up for hot. Very self-sufficient, self-explanatory. We've got fan, so we can adjust the fan speed. We've got a max button, just maxes everything out. So first thing in the morning, if you haven't pre-conditioned the cabin, that's the button for you. Turn that off. Heated rear window, auto.
I sense that there might be a risk of windscreen fog. Should I activate the demisting?
No.
Noted. If you ever want to defog your windscreen, just say, hey Reno, activate demisting.
So we've got recirc there, we've got air conditioning going to maximum. This is a defrost windscreens and then everything off. So they're all there if you want it. However, if you want to do anything to do with temperature, just talk to that silly character that comes up and he'll do it for you. So you don't need to use these buttons. We live in the past. That's what we used to use. We're not in the past anymore. We're in the present and heading to the future. Right, so the other controls, this is your headlights. There's an auto setting there, and the auto setting, I have driven it a little bit at night. It works really well. There's also auto lighting deactivated, auto lighting activated there, and that's a headlight flash as well in the normal way. The button on the end doesn't seem to do anything while we're stationary. And I will warn you, some of these buttons won't do anything while we're stationary, which we are at the moment. This over here is your gear selector, and I love this because it's very similar to the Tesla, which is down here, but it's up there. So it's up for reverse, down for neutral, and down to drive. And there's two drives. There's pure drive, and if you press it again, you go into a different drive with extra sensors activated. So going back up, let's go back down. There we're in neutral. Over here is windscreen wipers. Again, there's an auto setting. Auto windscreen wipers work perfectly well while I've had it. This also covers the windscreen wiper at the back and the windscreen wash at the back. So that's all self-explanatory. Leave it in auto, nothing else to do. Pull that forward and that's a screen wash. Does the wash and the wipe automatically. So all self-explanatory. One other one hidden away down there is your radio controls. You've got your source, what program you're listening to, or whether it's Bluetooth or Spotify or whatever. Volume buttons here, up and down. And you also got an off. If you press them both in, it turns it off. Simple as that. It mutes it, sorry. And then mode at the bottom, not entirely sure what that one does at this stage. And then here, fairly standard, this is your cruise control, your auto speed and auto distancing. So you've got controls here, which I can't do, and now it won't do anything. There's a mode button there, which changes the mode here. So you can do certain things here. Speed limiter selected, drive assist deactivated, adaptive cruise. You can do various things from here. Over on this side, you've got your phone, got your microphone, and you've got a star button. Oh, goes to favourite button on the steering wheel. That's your favourite button there. So that's okay. Can we get out of that? Press it again. No, how do we get out of that? Go to home. There we go. And then that one there. Whoa. Oh, we get a picture of ourselves again. What else has changed? Range showing. Doesn't seem to have changed anything else. Oh, it just gets rid of the picture of the car. And then over here, you've got another mode. This does the mode here, which shows you range, which is reading 151, but 130 miles left. This is distance. The car's done 326 miles, and I've just zeroed that for the economy. It shows eco monitor, not worked out how that works, which radio station we're on, and then nothing there at all. I tend to leave it in consumption because this tells me consumption is efficiency. Okay, so this is an initial impression, brief summary. There's lots of goodies here which people like with EVs. They are different from ordinary cars. For my point of view, coming from a Tesla, I've got a big screen in front of me, and that is a big difference. That is a nice big screen. I do like that, although that side of it, that's a really small screen, and I don't like that. I like the huge Tesla ones. So I'm torn here between loving that and hating that, or just having one big screen here. But having got used to one big screen, it's no hassle to me. This is very useful, very customizable, gives you all the information that you need. And this one, yeah, to me, it looks cheap and nasty. You can go, I don't know, how do we go full screen? Oh, there we go. It shows a map there, but this one shows a map when you're navigating somewhere. It's not the best quality. It seems to me as though they just tried to pack a load of goodies, flashy goodies in there to impress you. In actual fact, apart from the settings, there's not a lot that impresses me. The settings, people have to realise, you set these once, and for most people, you never change them. If you've got your seat in a certain position and nobody else drives the car, the seat's never going to change position. Same with here. Once you've set up your preferences and everything else, you're never going to change it. So with the voice activation, that annoying little character that comes up all the time, you can do an awful lot of the controlled settings by just voice command. So overall, yeah, it's a nice cheap car. It's in the 20 to 23,000 range. This one is the 52 kilowatt hour battery, and it's the Techno, and it's supposed to have a range of about 248 miles. But obviously we're in winter at the moment, and we're going to be testing that out in a separate video. So we've covered an awful lot here, and well, if there's anything I haven't covered, anything you'd like to see me cover, then just let me know in the comments below. Also be aware that something like the range test, that's going to be a separate video, so we're going to compare that one, WLTP, against the car, what it says, and then against what we actually get out in the real world. So keep an eye out for that video as well. That should give you then a comprehensive view of the car. For the price range, I'm quite impressed. Very small in the back when I got my seat here, but other than that, there's quite a lot going for this car at this price.